Welcome to Primal Sports Center. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane the Schwab Watson.
Yes, you're back.
I'm back. I'm sorry for my absence last week. I had a wedding to attend. A dear friend of mine got married, and it was a special event. But I know you guys held the fort last week, although, I heard some unsettling stuff that you guys said last week. But, we won't get to that, into that. But, we look forward for a bright 2023 and we have a lot on our slate.
Well, we have a lot for 2023. But this week also we'll be having Badminton President Sheldon Townsend will join us in about 7 minutes time. He'll come on here to discuss the hosting of the Pan Am Championships here in Jamaica.
We are tied to racket sports, and we like to see when the racket sports are on the forefront and coming to the free hosting events and things like these. And Pan Am Championships is a big championships. I mean, after Pan Am, you have World Championships and Olympics.
Yes, so Pan Am is in the entire Western.
It's a
region.
big games. So
big games.
To host a game of that magnitude shows that we have the capability of doing great things, not only from creating players but even hosting events, because that in and around is sports. You can't just produce players. You can bring players here, host events, and keep tournaments.
Event. So I think I might just attend this event. It's a big event. Canada will be here. America will be here.
Yeah. And I mean,
Jamaica.
I'm the best table tennis badminton player.
I disagree, because actually the number one badminton player in Jamaica, Samuel Ricketts, is still the number one.
No, he's a badminton player. He's not a table tennis. No, he's a badminton player that plays table tennis. I'm a table tennis player that plays badminton.
You're the best table tennis
badminton player. Yeah, but he's the best. Because you guys, like. Of course. The record shows it. You can't add some stats.
We can put it to the test, because I can recall you beating me one time or two times on the court. But that's right after an injury. Now I'm fully fit.
A mental injury. What kind of injury? But my record in badminton is probably against table tennis players is about 44-2. I don't recall losing 2 matches, and
I'm sure Peter will arrange some form of competition between me, you. I know Simon want to get into the mix.
You can ask him.
So 4 of us, we can have a competition to see who is the real big man. No, let's say you include yourself.
I'm just telling you. I'm just saying you guys.
Top 4.
Hey, I'm just saying. Just like how we had the other hand tournament. You guys were doing a lot of chirping and.
Okay.
New Year, same gear. You guys don't expect anything different because Yeah, but we're looking forward to 2023, and we have a lot of things on slate. We'll start from our hometown grown Jamaica and what we have planned. And there's a lot of things that I'm looking forward to, and one such is the Reggae Girls World Cup. We're just ending the men's World Cup, and it was a spectacle. But we know, as Jamaicans, the female team going into the World Cup, which will be in Australia, New Zealand, from July 20th to August 20th. And for me, to see the Reggae Girls go out there and represent, and for me, it would be big if they can come out the group.
Yes, I'm qualifying for the second time, second consecutive time. That's great.
Yeah, and we want to move forward, show progression, and I see where the girls are playing cohesive and a strong unit. And to me, they can come out the group, and that is definitely on top of one of the things I'm looking forward to this year, seeing the girls represent.
One step further, we're in a group with France and Brazil, and we're waiting for the playoff one more team to be added to the group.
And it's a tough group.
It's a tough group.
But hey, we're there. Yeah. And we're knocking with not big boys, the big girls.
The big girls.
Yeah, I don't know some, but it's good to see them out there representing, and that's definitely what I'm looking. One of the things I'm looking forward to this year.
I think the JFF they have they're gonna do a camp for them as well, so I think they'll be well prepared for the tournament this time around.
And the girls are playing in leagues all over the world, and they have talent, young veterans. They're a great mix, and the sky's the limit. And I see where they're improving, and as I say, back-to-back qualifications.
Yes.
So
That's a big thing, and I don't think they get enough recognition for it. It's female sports, and it just coming to the forefront of So we need to recognize them a bit more. And also, Kane, The Sunshine Girls.
Yeah.
Around about the same time, we have the netball championships coming up.
In South Africa, Netball World Cup. And elusive gold medal.
Yes.
For the knocking on the door. And I hope this year they get that gold medal.
Finally breakthrough.
Because I was there in Commonwealth Games and I was at the finals, and trust me, I mean, I wanted the girls to win so, but they wanted to win as well. But
crowd favorite.
Yeah, I tell you, I mean, the place was electric. I mean, and it's to see them go out there and compete at that high level. I just hope that they can move one step further and get that goal, because they're right there. Yeah. They're right there. Definitely one of the best teams in the world and can pull it off. It wouldn't be an upset if they win. But they need that goal, and they have the whole of Jamaica supporting them. And I mean,
well, it's been quite some time now, and I hope that it is time now. I should say it is time now for the Sunshine Girl to finally get that gold medal. You know, we've been knocking on the door for years. I can tell from even in the 80s. Yeah. This time way back from the 80s, you know.
Probably even before that.
Yeah, exactly. So I know the girls want it, and last year they had a glorious opportunity to, but you know, it's very hard to beat the same team twice in a competition. You know, that's a very difficult task.
You know, and I mean,
and it was a close match.
It was a very close match. At halftime, they're in it, but the start of the third quarter, and it was tough. It was a tough match, but hey, they lost to a quality team, and it was a good finals.
One thing with netball, you know, at that level, at the highest level, it's just one turnover, and that's it. Like that's one turn. That is how.
It's a game of inches.
Yes,
just like NFL and basketball, one turnover, one big play, football.
One mistake in the third quarter, and the game is just out. Yeah,
you're down. Instead of down 2 points, you're down 5 points.
Yes,
and then to get back from that lead against such a quality team, I mean, it's tough. But you notice everything we're saying, we're looking forward to females for the year. Even so, World Championships coming up, athletics again in Hungary, Budapest.
Yes.
Budapest, and again, we're looking forward to the females.
And a lot of people was probably wondering the same thing that we were wondering earlier about the back-to-back World Championship last year
in Oregon.
I know the people have to know, because the Olympics got pushed back because of COVID for 2021.
Yeah.
So, you know, everything get pushed back. So you have back-to-back years now, World Championship.
And what are you looking forward to?
The females again.
Shelly.
No, but females. I've been telling you guys, you know, that
I females holding down the fort.
That's exactly my point. And for years. I think Bolt and Blake spoiled us a little bit. Yeah. But you know, the females are dominant.
I mean, Oblique Civil this year coming up. Civil. Yeah, of course. We have some amazing.
A bronze medal?
And the parchment. No, more than a bronze medal. I mean, he's improving every year and lowering his PB. So if he can go to 9.7, why not?
Well, I'm looking forward to see Shelly again.
And we look definitely. Everybody see. I wonder if Shelly can get another gold medal, aging like fine wine.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. And then we have Sherika Jackson, the 200 meter. If she improves, that can be another world record. Yes. I want to see that world record vanish.
From flow to 200.
100 and 200 needs to go.
Wow, the 100 is a tough one, but I think the 200 is possible, but the 100 I think is tough.
Yes, both are tough. Tough.
Yeah, I just think the 100 is.
But
just
it can be done, and if it can be done, we have the females that can do it.
Well, definitely.
We have the females that can do it.
So, what's your thoughts on Elaine? You think she'll be back this year?
It's going to be tough.
She made, on the podcast with Asafa, she made a statement that she was going through a lot of pain and stuff, and she had to fulfill in order to honor her contract. But you think she'll be back this year?
Yeah, of course, but it's going to be tough. I mean, she's definitely world-class talent, but I don't see why she can't be in the mix. She's a proven runner, but I mean...
All right, but
and she's coming up against her counterparts as well. I mean, Americans are always coming up, but I think she can be there, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
But we'll get back to that later. But now let us welcome to Primal Sports Center the president of the Badminton Association, Sheldon Townsend. Welcome.
Hi, good evening, guys. How are you doing?
We're doing good. How things on your end? New Year?
We're giving thanks, New Year.
Always. So tell us, badminton. We're hearing that the Pan Am Games will be held this year. Tell us about the Pan Am Games coming up for badminton.
Pan Am Championships. Well, Pan Am Championships will be held here. We were successful in the bid. I'll be held at the GC Foster College in April. And that's going to be quite unique. I mean, we took a bold step when we placed our bid or throw our hats in the bid for that, and we were definitely successful. Because usually, over the years, we've hosted our very own Jamaica International. So we decided to forego Jamaica International and go for the Pan Am Championship, individual championships. It was a good strategic move by the administration, and we were definitely successful. And the reason why is actually quite unique. It forged into what our overall strategic plan was, in terms of just revitalizing badminton. And we thought that the getting championships here would be great. And would be a great opportunity for our youngsters. Now, as things would align, we are also we're going to be the first country in this side of the region to also host air badminton, which is going to be in the same air badminton. Yeah, first air badminton championships on this side of the hemisphere. We're going to be the first host of doing that. And the reason why that is also significant is because it's a precursor for qualifying for the World Games. The
World Games.
So yeah, so that's gonna be huge for the water. I mean, the World Games. What was it again? I'll tell you in a second. It's a championship for the World Games for the sport of.
Lost it there.
I'm sure he'll be back with us also.
Yes, he's connecting. Yeah, man.
You're still with us, Mr. Townsend? I'm sure he'll be back shortly, but air badminton, I'm wondering what is air badminton?
Yes, I was about
to ask him, Yeah. I'm sure he'll be back with us shortly. And probably some technical difficulties on his end.
As he said, it's Peter had also made some suggestions for table tennis, bringing international games here to revitalize the sport. And I hear Mr. Townsend has mentioned that, and it is a great move.
Yeah, I have a few questions for him because I'm wondering why GC Foster.
Yes.
And air badminton.
Yes, we'll definitely get into it. But
the top players are in and around badminton now. Seeing that I put down my badminton racket, Yeah, I used to climb a tree in badminton, but
it's great though, because as I said, I would definitely attend it. Anything in terms of racket sports, and we're bringing international players. I'll definitely support that event.
And badminton at high level is
exciting.
It's a beauty exciting to watch. I know personally some of the past badminton players, Garrett Henry, Nigella Sanders.
Is Garrett still playing?
No.
All those guys retired?
Garan Palmer, Okay. Being on tour with them and seeing them play, compete at that high level. So, Samuel Ricketts, he's still playing.
Yes. Talented youngster.
And hopefully.
Played well at Commonwealth Games.
I had the crowd.
He was a showman.
Yeah, I had the crowd, buzzing, and I'm telling you, I already played a superb match. I didn't get to see it live, but I was playing in the other hall, but yeah.
Man, is that you? Even when he used to play table tennis, he used to always have a little style.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't a top player, but him behave like a top player. It was always an exciting kid for watch, too.
Confident.
Yeah, exactly.
And just go out there and entertain as well.
Yeah,
and we here in the studio know something about entertainment when we're playing sports, right, Peter?
Maybe
patch problem, but again, but the show must go and so back to what I was saying, World Championships in Hungary, Budapest.
Yes.
The likes of Shelley, you mentioned Elaine coming back.
Yeah.
Hopefully fully fit. So the youngsters like Brianna Williams coming up. We have the twins going pro. I'm just looking for, and then again, boys and girls championships this year.
Yes.
We have to start from there. It's usually the last weekend of March or early April, and just to see the talent that we churn out every year on both male and the female side, and look forward to the future stars.
Yes.
Before we get to
The Olympians.
The superstars, so they call themselves these days.
Yeah, the superstars.
I tell you.
The privileged ones.
The privileged ones. Wow, I'm sure we're going to touch on that later because that's a hot topic and a lot of talk in the streets about that. But I'm sure Controversial Boss will have something to say about that again later.
And also, you always been bigging up our sprint hurdlers. I think the men this time. I think we can do a Quinella this year.
Why not 1, 2, 3?
I'm thinking 1, 2, 3.
Levy should be back from injury.
Yes.
He missed last year, and I mean he's also a world class talent. And the likes of Parchment, I mean.
Omar should be back. Omar seems to be back into his old.
I think Mr. Townsend is back with us.
Welcome back.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties there.
Well, cool,
we wanted to ask you what air badminton.
Yeah.
Is that? Tell us about that because we're
first I hear air badminton. What's air badminton?
So air badminton is a version of the sport created by BWF, and it's primarily for outdoor.
Okay.
It's for play outdoor, right? So they redesigned. I mean, as you know, we play badminton with a shuttlecock. Yeah. So they redesigned the shuttlecock that allows for outdoor play. And initially it was really for leisure. I mean, we introduced it back in 2018. We had a launch here in Jamaica. So we introduced it here. But it was primarily for leisure. I mean, and primarily the purpose or the objective of the association at that time in launching air badminton is really to get more community play. People being introduced to the game in that format, just to show them how fun it is. And, hopefully we could spot some talent coming over into our regular format of badminton. So now that we have a first time competition or championship like that. So, that's quite significant. So it's primarily designed for outdoor play.
Yeah, I think that's a big move there. I think it's hard to have, the indoor play is much easier for us to just put up a little net with a post and play some badminton outside. So yeah, that's a good move by the world body to actually have that as a competition.
Yeah, spike up numbers.
Yeah, man, you'll definitely get more kids in Jamaica playing badminton once you go outdoor. Yeah, but next thing is I hear you say we're hosting this competition at GC Foster College.
Correct.
Why GC and not like the indoor facility, which is more central and in terms of flooring and all of that?
Well, let me educate you there a little bit. In terms of flooring, at GC Foster College has one of the I would say one of the best facilities. They recently redone their courts. Excellent facilities. And GC Foster as a sporting college, we were able to forge a partnership. And this is also another strategic move, because if we're able to get badminton being taught at that level to potential teachers, coaches, and then get the sport into schools, I mean, it's really a partnership made in heaven. When we placed the bid, however, unfortunately the indoor stadium was not available based on the date. And we've been having an excellent running partnership with the GC Foster College, because we've staged our local championships there. Okay. And our national program right now, I mean our national program, the athletes are training there. So it's like everything coming together. Everything coming together.
GC Foster in a while. Is there more seating? You said they redone the course. Is there more seating in the facility?
No, not from what was there. But we're actually going to be transforming the facility, to facilitate the championship.
Because
and spectators.
Yeah, because we'd like to come and watch, and I'm sure with the seating that's there, and with the magnitude of it being the Pan Am Championships, I know there's going to be a lot of players. So players alone there. I'm just thinking the seating arrangement, as I say, you're going to transform. So
it's going to be transformed. Yeah,
should be more seating. Yeah.
Last year, December, we had a team from the confederation, the BPAC local, the regional confederation. Yeah. They did a site visit, and they were quite pleased with with the infrastructure, with just the facility, and they've bought into the vision. They're actually very excited. So GC Foster, when the championship gets here, is not the GC Foster you will know.
Okay.
I mean, there are big plans afoot to get the facility ready for both athlete competition and also the audience that we expect.
Yeah, I was a bit worried about that as well in terms of the seatings and but you made mention that the indoor wasn't available at the start.
Yeah, the dates for the tournament, the indoor center is not available. I think they already have another event that's happening on that date.
What are the exact dates for the Pan Am Championships?
Let me get that for you.
You said it's in April because I want to book it on my calendar so I can come and pass through. Because I need to come and watch.
We're racket sports here, so we have to support.
And I mean, I know Samuel Ricketson. I'm sure he'll be playing in the championships, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So what are the prospects or chances of medaling at the Pan Am Championships?
Well, that's gonna be tough.
I know
championships. It's gonna be very tough, but we definitely see some good prospects. The athletes, just on the heels of a very successful Commonwealth Championships. I think, as a matter of fact, based on if my history memory serves me right, it's actually our best performing, our best success at that staging of the championships earlier last year in London, where we had up to quarterfinalists. So we definitely using that now as a launching pad to see if we can now come to compete rather than participate. But medaling,
it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough.
Who are the top teams?
The seeds. Tell us about the seedings.
The top teams in the Pan Am region. Probably Brazil, Argentina. I'm not even sure.
Brazil, and Peru. The regular badminton countries. Yeah.
USA probably up there as well.
Yes, they are, and they're gonna be here. But the plans are.
What is our ranked in the region as a team?
Low, and I don't have the numbers right now, but we're not there. We have a lot of work to do, and for the past 2 years, we really have been doing a lot of groundwork and primarily focused on the juniors.
Okay. Tell us about the top juniors coming up.
Well, we have a few top juniors still on the cusp of just getting into the rhythm of things. So we have a very special young lady. She's been in badminton for a while. That's Rihanna Rust. We expect really great things from a very, very talented young lady. Ever since she was, under 13 all the way up. As a matter of fact, she's now our under 19 champion. She did very well in our local national tournament last November. We have Nathaniel Finzi, which is another newcomer in the juniors. Keandre McBean, just to name a few. So we have a few prospects, but no, we have a far way to go. Far way to go. And as such, having them go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, tell us about the structure of the tournament. You have like a team events and a singles. Tell us a little bit about this. Yeah.
Well, it's an individual tournament. Oh, sorry. So we do have a team event. As a host country, I think we have 6 spots. 3 females, right? Yeah. So, we're definitely looking to put together the best team there.
Okay, so the team isn't selected as yet. You probably have trials coming up, or
right. So we do have a criteria by which we're now looking at, selection of athletes. At the start of last year, January, we did hire a head coach, which is Howard Ranger. And he has been tasked with, just identifying the talent and getting those guys into a very structured program for training. So,
is he a local coach? Local?
Yes.
He's local. He's been around for a while.
He's been around forever. Yeah, man. He's been around for a while.
Because I know coming up in table tennis, I know badminton people, and I know that name, and I've seen him before, and he's been around from even before me. So. And I consider myself a veteran now. So I know that name Ranger's probably been in the sport for probably over 30 years.
Yeah, man. Our Ranger has worked with a lot of our top athletes, including Samuel Ricketts, Gareth Henry. You may know Gareth Henry.
I know
so,
Gareth.
he's been in the sport for a while.
Yeah.
So he's the official hired head coach who has been running the program. And he's been now tasked with, just preparing the team. Now, in terms of the selection for the team for the Pan Am Championship, we have a few criteria where, trying to identify the best possible athletes.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, they have to have had participated in the local championship, the national championship.
That's a criteria.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was one criteria. They must have. Now, because we do have a lot of our athletes overseas, so if they were not able to make it to the championship, which some of them did not do or were not able to, you have to be ranked within the first 300 in the region for consideration. And then we're going to have our trials as well. So that's another opportunity for them to make the team. And if all else fails, then, it's really up to the coach to, have like a playoff and select the best. The objective here is not what you did in the past, is what you can actually do now and bring to the team now. And that's the tone that we're setting, where there are some criteria that they have to meet. Participating on the international scene is something that we've also been encouraging with our senior players. We have Talia Richardson and Samuel Ricketts, who have been quite active last year on the international scene, traveling to a couple of tournaments. And we're encouraging a lot of our other senior athletes, if they want to be part of this team representing Jamaica, they definitely have been given a pathway in an effort to get onto the team. So it's about what you can do.
I hear you're kind of stressing something there in terms of the criteria. I can hear it was a problem back in the past, like people just making teams based on reputation.
I wouldn't say that.
Really? We know it happening in other sports, but I can hear it in your tone. I just kind of stressing that, what you can do now.
I don't want to cast that. The narrative I want to create is that I think to improve in sport, you have to compete.
Exactly. I agree.
You have to get out there. You have to be playing. You have to be playing.
And our main objective is to ensure that, listen, you come to the tournament or you come to the team to compete.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't want to participate. We're the host country.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who are the current national champions for male and female badminton?
So male and female, is Samuel Ricketts. He retained his title. Well, and Talia Richardson. She was successful over the veteran Catherine Winter.
Yeah.
Catherine is still there.
Catherine is a veteran now.
Real veteran. She was also part of the Commonwealth team that went to.
Yeah, I was there. I was there in.
You was there.
Yeah, representing for table tennis.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know them personally, so. That's why even so with the dates, I'm looking forward to coming out there to GC First and watching them compete, because we support each other, and it's Jamaica playing, not only, and personally I know them, so I want that experience to come and watch them and play the trade, the likes of Brazil and Argentina, and tear the house down, make noise.
Yeah, man.
Because I'm just picturing GC First now, and as I say, it's going to be transformed, and we want to come out there and give our support, and give them hell out there, so to say, because hey, Jamaicans already. We have to bring the noise, and we want to support them. So,
and I'm also happy with the new project in terms of air badminton, because it's a wonderful idea, and trust me, I think you'll get more talent that way, from not just from the town here, but the inner cities and the country area, the rural areas.
Which is the aim, because the thing with badminton is that we have not been as active as we should. We've been placing a lot of emphasis on our seniors and not enough emphasis on our juniors and recruitment. For us to have the continuity in the sport, we definitely have to now shift focus to identify new talent.
Yes. I'm disappointed in the association, the previous associations from back then. You guys used to always host tournaments up by Constant Spring, and it was you need to be more inclusive, have everybody, move the tournaments them around. Sometimes you have your nationals and I don't even know that badminton having the national tournament.
More advertisement.
Yeah, man. So
with platforms
I'm happy
like this, you can always come.
I'm happy that you're expanding, because I love to watch badminton. The last time I went to a badminton tournament was 1999, I think. in the arena. I think it was some qualification games with Nigel Saunders and
yes, that's a long time ago,
Yeah.
man.
That's to show you.
Yeah.
That's to show you. But I've been waiting to hear that these tournaments are keeping at a indoor facility, indoor arena, national stadium, somewhere big that people can identify it with, but not Constant Spring. Constant Spring is more like a
to be fair, I mean, to be fair, it takes a lot. And I'm not making excuses. I totally agree with 150%. But being on the inside now, because I came into badminton, just being a parent, my daughter played badminton, and I was quite supportive. And in being supportive, I volunteered to be part of the association. And I can tell you, being inside, it's a lot of work. So I'm gonna give kudos to the persons who were there before. Yeah. I mean, I think they did their best with the resources, because as you know, badminton as a minor sport get very, very little support from corporate Jamaica. Yeah. We do get some support from the government through the SDF. We get excellent support from the Jamaica Olympic Badminton Association. The Jamaica Olympic Association. But outside of that, very, very little. And what we have to do to jump through hoops to get even sponsorship. I mean, I'm gonna support the narrative that I think the associations prior to mine did as best as they could with the resources that they had. Yeah. So, staging it at Constant Spring, I was part of a lot of those planning committees as well. And it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. But before my time goes out, it would be remiss of me not to use your platform to encourage those, the corporate Jamaica, the persons in the diaspora. I think badminton is an exciting game. The moment you start to watch it, it is electrifying. I mean, I'm not a badminton person per se, but I fell in love with the game just by watching it and supporting my child. And a lot of parents who have come in and volunteers who have come in is because of badminton. And I think it's a bankable sport. I mean, a lot of the kids that we have are very disciplined. They do very well at their academics. And as such, finding a company to sponsor, or if you're out there and want to sponsor, I think it's a good sport with very disciplined individuals to align your brand too. So, I'm opening up the platform to contact the Jamaica Badminton Association. Come on board, man. I mean, help us to make the sport. I mean, we're very talented naturally as athletes locally in Jamaica. And if we just had the backing, if we have some of these facilities that half the world, I mean, the badminton countries have, we would excel. We would have another Olympian. We're running up the hill and just, having that support from the diaspora, from companies locally, it would definitely help to go far, far away.
Yeah, well, to get and form one association to kind of move things forward. Yeah,
it's a good idea.
Move things. But all the best for the championship, and please remember to keep us posted on our page, the Primal.
We have our local organizing body, LOC, who is very active, and they're going to be extremely active now in January, because we just have like 3 months left to pull this all together. So I'm sure the head of the organizing body, Viju Tolan Jr., I'm going to ensure that he contacts you guys, and I'm going to save a special seat at the front.
Yeah. Of course. For the Primal Fund.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Sheldon, we wish you all the best in the collections effort. And we know you will go above the target. Any funds you have that go beyond that, you can put them to the Table Tennis Association. You could use some of that effectively.
Yeah, the Table Tennis Association and the Badminton Association, I'm sure, could raise the funds needed to build a facility.
An indoor facility.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
For sure.
We need a home. Yeah.
It's an idea, man. We need to come together still. Definitely.
I agree.
As racket sports.
Let's put it there and hope that someone picks it up and help us along.
All right. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, all the best.
Thank you.
Take care.
That's a badminton president right there. Hoping to transform the sport.
I definitely want to go there with the Pan Am Championships. And I
remember my time going to the arena as a youngster, leaving KC just to watch Nigel Saunders, because she was a big name at the time. And it's a little qualification tournament in the arena.
Yeah, I've been to the Caribbean Championships, keep out here, and at the indoor, I went to the last one. Garten was playing at the time, and I went there to watch him and the likes of his sister play and all of them. But I mean,
I didn't mean to bash him still, but I just think that then they need to step out some more, you know.
Advertise it, get it out there. But I mean, it's a start.
It's a start.
And this platform, people will be listening, and we try to promote it here as best.
Exciting sport, as I'm saying, very exciting.
Oh yeah, man, and nice to play to as well. I mean,
but hey, you can't get involved with something that you can't see.
Yeah,
and that's always my issue. It have to be out there for the youths them to gravitate to. I don't know what time it is. The same
midway point
over there.
I mean,
all right, people, at the midway point.
First sports commentary here.
Yes.
First sports commentary here. What the hell? Anyway, Happy New Year, Kane. You were absent recently. I heard that Kane was not going to be able to do the show last week because he was involved in a wedding. And I tried to find out if he was the groom or the best man. But he's certainly not the best man. but he turned out not to be the groom either. But welcome back, Kane. Listen, man, I've been watching this U.S. politics. The U.S. finally, after 15 rounds of voting, seated the Speaker of the House, Republican McCarthy. But more interesting to me was the fact that I saw a politician who is now the minority leader in the House of Representatives. What the hell does that have to do with sport? It's a fellow named Hakeem Jeffries. And when I heard that man speak, I think indeed we have found the next Obama. This guy will be the next Obama. And Primal usually bet only on sports. But I'm telling you, Hakeem Jeffries will one day be president of these United States of America. Mark my words. I watched some American football, sticking with the Americans, and I saw a collision between two players. And really tragic that one guy, it appears his heart stopped, Damar Hamlin. And it was caused by the people who do cardiology call it commercial carditis, caused by a impact to the heart, and it affect the heart rhythm and all these kind of things. I don't want to bore you guys with the detail, but I hear that the fellow is back up and he's conscious and speaking. But what a dangerous sport it is, I find it very unnatural that men are running around as human missiles with these things on their head and padding. Every part of the body is padded and all this kind of thing. I think there must be a safer way to play this sport. The US have to work out something, man. You know, that we don't have this. There are people suffering brain damage and Parkinson's and all these conditions from American football. No wonder the game never spread anywhere. Who can afford helmets and safety bags and all these kind of things? You know, they got to do something about that sport. Talking about danger. In chess, there's an Iranian player named Sarah Kadem who dared to play a chess tournament in Korea and claimed that her hijab, the thing them put on the head, fell off her head, and so it exposed her hair. Now, you know, in Iran and these Talibanic countries, that's a dangerous thing. Well, she went to another tournament in Kazakhstan and again decided to play with her hair down. No, that is dangerous, and I'm watching this chick because I hope she makes it safely back, because the Taliban don't play. They don't tolerate in the Taliban. Not a safe thing. I don't feel good about it. Those Iranian countries, you know, you don't joke around. But guess who gone to one of these Sharia countries? Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo got a contract to go and play for Al Nassr. He's gonna earn 300, is it £1 million or $1 million? Million is a lot of money. More money than I make in a year. Cristiano Ronaldo is going there, and does he realize that they have laws there called Sharia laws and all this kind of thing? Cristiano Ronaldo have a couple of kids with a lady to whom he's not married. This is not allowed in Saudi Arabia. It's not allowed in Saudi Arabia. How this go work? Well, I tell you, they are now talking about flexing the rules. So big is Cristiano Ronaldo that they're talking about flexing the rules to allow him to live his life of sin in Saudi Arabia. What if there's a regime change? What if there's a political wind that blows through and he's there and they decide to chop off some part of Cristiano? Because, you know, that's what all those countries are. It's not super safe. Speaking of super safe, the shooters, we had Renee on recently. She's a top shooter in Jamaica, a member of the Super Six. There's a debate between Renee and her group, the Super Six shooters, and the governing body, well, not the governing body, the founder of the Super Six, who went and registered the name Super Six. And the Super Six was not happy with it, because they're saying, why one of our past founders register a commercial name for the Super Six as the Super Six. So they then went and renamed the team the Alpha Angels. And so, this is going to be a bit of controversy, a bit of a conflict. So hopefully the two parties will get together and resolve this matter. Because I wouldn't want to be around the negotiating table when the Super Six, who are all shooters, and Mr. Brown, who is also a shooter, when they get together. So I think it's good when people know to control firearms, but I wouldn't like to be even a fly on the wall when these people are having a meeting. So many Berettas and Sigs at the table. Now the Australian Open is coming up. And, number one player in the world, Alcaraz, is not going to be there. He's still not recovered from his stomach tear. That's not good. But I'm excited to see Djokovic play first Grand Slam in a good while, and this is the one that kept him out, eh? So we'll be excited. All reports he's looking good. So the Australian Open is going to be a very exciting tournament. Not to mention, there's a young Canadian fellow called Felix Auger-Aliassime, who is the hottest man on the circuit right now. Pretty much like what Carlos Alcaraz was doing last year. He's playing well. And I think that the smart money will be on Felix, and hopefully the draw will allow him to play Djokovic in the finals. But everybody else is there. As far as I know, who else isn't there, Dale? There's one other player that's not there. I know Medvedev is there, but there's one other player who is not there. Another player who is not there is the unlucky girl. And you all know who I'm talking about. Emma Raducanu rolled her ankle just this week in Auckland Classic and is out of the tournament. What a disappointment Emma Raducanu continues to be. Anyway, that's sports commentary. What say you?
Naim is also down to play as well.
Osaka. She's not playing.
She's iffy.
Osaka. Tell her.
But guys, the phone line is now open. 876-552-7406. That's 876-552-7406 via WhatsApp only.
I mean, it's when we look at last year, we were talking about Novak Djokovic not playing the Australian Open. We were saying, will he ever play the Australian Open again? And 1 year on, everything is died down. Novak is back to normal. Novak is going to play in Australia. All that drama last year, and he's going there to try and equal Rafael Nadal's Grand Slam record. And I mean, the young guns are coming up. It's going to be tough.
Can I get in one more word?
Sure.
1979, a little known country with a population of maybe 1 million people won the World Netball Championships, Trinidad and Tobago. It was such a shocker that they named the Jean Pierre Complex after Jean Pierre, who was the shooter who had 100% shooting record on the thing. So I think Jamaica can win a World Netball Championship.
Oh, definitely.
If Trinidad can do it. Have you been down in Trinidad? Trinidad, I mean, what they do down there? They make the occasional roti and they play a little cricket. And they won World Netball Championships. Surely we can do it, man. Yes, we can.
We love the Trinidad people. Don't want to be hater. But yeah, we can. We definitely can win netball World Championships, which is July 28th to August 6th in South Africa. But yeah, as I was saying last year, Novak, all this drama, I mean, with the vaccine and deportation, and now he's back in Australia, ready to play. And as I said, the young guns coming up, it's going to be tough. I mean, when you look at Casper Ruud and Tsitsipas and Holger Rune, I mean, Alcaraz is out now. And I mean, so it's Nadal, Djokovic versus the young guns, and I think it's going to be tough.
And Peter's pick Felix.
Felix playing well. What's his name? Tiafoe also playing well. A host of young talent coming up, and I mean, if these older guys can win, they show that they're class. I mean, right now, hey, we saw a 35-year lead Argentina to the World Cup, so I mean, why not? Novak is in the mix.
It is just a number now, eh?
Novak is in the mix, and you know my pick already.
Nadal will be seeded 1 because
Alcaraz is out. So my pick,
Novak is 4.
My pick is Rafael Nadal again to defend his title.
Seriously?
I mean, I have to go I have to go with my. Of course, but I don't want to point everything to the World Cup. But we saw the genius slowing down a bit, but yet still found a way to lead his team to victory. Yes. So I mean, it's about wits and management on the court. You know, getting through the rounds quickly. You know, playing the points, big serves. I mean, so why not?
All right.
It's going to be tough. And I guess it's down to the draw too. Yes. And I get there will be upsets. I've never seen a tournament without an upset.
Novak probably will play Nadal at the semis.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely.
Well,
yes.
I haven't seen the draws yet, but by next week we'll see the draw. And
Novak is 4, so more than likely he'll be in the same half.
And the tournament starts January 15th, right?
Yes, the 15th of January.
15th of January and goes on to January 29th. So 2 weeks. Yep. So by the end of the month, we'll know who the Australian home champion is.
And Peter, one more addition to what Peter thought. You know that Trinidad is hosting the Commonwealth Games this year.
Impossible.
The Junior Commonwealth Games.
Junior, come on,
no, that's a big
that's a
big
big thing.
I'm just saying that Trinidad
for one specific sport
in terms of the Caribbean.
For all the sports?
All the sports.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. That's big.
I'm just say that Trinidad is well equipped. You know, remember them Trinidad used to dominate in football and get these big contracts long before Jamaica start to get it. So don't disrespect the Trinidad and Tobago, the Trinis, all right?
I'll never disrespect my small island friends.
Okay.
But I want to point out,
yes.
I'm gonna break some news here. Hold on.
Again.
Another breaking news.
Guys, next week on Primal, our guest will be Barbados and possibly the Caribbean's best ever player, in my opinion. Robert Roberts will be joining us live on Primal.
Yeah.
I posted a video of Bob hitting some tennis at 45. Bob is probably 45, 46, 47. And he's hitting with US champion Jimmy Butler. And everybody's saying, we got to get this guy on Primal. And Bob will be here on Primal next week.
Yes.
Exclusive scoop.
Yes.
yeah.
Table tennis lover there. That man will never retire.
I mean, once it's in the, you always find a table to play, and he runs a club up there in Westchester.
Yeah, nice club in New York. Nice club
up
there in New York.
Yeah.
All right. So on the female side, Kane, well, this is Sweatek. Not much competition in my opinion.
Tunisia, Onziaba should be in the mix as well.
Yeah, they're 1 and 2. They seeded 1 and 2. Not much excitement on that side. As Peter said, Raducanu is out. Osaka still having mental issues.
I don't think Osaka will ever come back, you know.
I agree. I don't
think Raducanu will ever come back as well.
Raducanu have a chance.
She's still trying.
I prefer Fernandez.
She was playing Leila.
I prefer Leila Fernandez.
Yeah,
I prefer Leila.
I thought Leila would have been the one to
I think she lasts longer and have better results. But I think Raducanu played one good tournament.
She's a bit small.
I mean, she's strong, compact, but I mean, in the female tennis game, I think she lasts. And
so Emma have no chance of coming back.
The question is, was she ever there?
Okay.
She won.
Was it a fluke?
Hey.
Yeah, was it a fluke?
I don't really like to use those terms, fluke, but
one hit wonder.
I mean, I don't see her
coming back. Well,
posing much strong competition to
I
the
want to
field
tell
in
you
the
this,
future.
though, even though she's a talk of the town just the same. You know?
Yeah,
she is the talk of the town just the same.
I do remember the phone lines are open: 1-876-552-7406. Yeah, I mean, so that's what's up this month. I said Peter Touch and Christian Hurler going to Saudi Arabia. Yes. What do you think of that? Making that big money move. Is this the end of Cristiano Ronaldo's?
I think it's retirement time. Pretty much
career.
Like when David Beckham and these guys go after MLS with the big contracts. I think it's just farewell. It's farewell. You know, I think that's it for Cristiano.
Yeah.
Take the payday. You know, I think he's going to promote football in Saudi.
I think Saudi will probably bid for the World Cup.
Exactly. So he's there. I think it's a good move by the country. You know, they're getting a big name, top 5 of all time.
Top 5.
Yeah, and then he's well known, and he's the most.
You put him in the top 5.
I'm just saying.
We won't get into that debate,
but I think it's a good move. They want to promote football, and who better to do it than maybe Messi or Cristiano at this time. So it's a good move.
Why not MLS?
Well, I guess more money is there, you know. And then if you notice a trend, Saudis and all the oil money and all of these people, they're taking over sports slowly but surely, you know. It's the Qatar hosting the World Cup, and we know about the golf, the whole separation with the golf. So I think these, they mean business. You know, they're trying to get more involved in sports. So retirement,
is a career, a great career. I mean,
of course,
we're remembered throughout the times because he did a lot of great things in our sport. But I mean, I don't want to write him off already and make it sound like he stopped playing football. He still has more to contribute. But I mean, moving from Europe now to play in Saudi Arabia, I think this is probably, we have seen the best of him. And I mean, hey,
yes.
Great career. Yeah. Another thing to touch on, I mean, NFL. The incident last week.
Yes, the people calling it a dangerous sport. But what about boxing, you know?
Yeah, boxing. To me, boxing is the most dangerous sport on the planet.
It is brutal.
Brutal.
You know, we're coming from gladiator days, you know, so the NFL is not that. But I must... Hold on, Baba, call it. We touched on tennis a while ago, you know.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports.
Hi. Vanessa here, and I'm calling in to talk about, have you guys been keeping up with the current tennis tournament that's been going on?
The current one? No. What's going on? Tell us about it. We're looking forward to the Australian Open.
Well, I am looking forward to the Australian Open, but I know that they're having they always have a pre-tournament.
Yeah.
I think Novak is in the...
No, I haven't been following it. Yeah. I haven't been following it up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of difficult because in general, it's difficult to find these lesser tournaments just because they're not aired as much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's I haven't been able to watch it, so I was calling you guys to see.
No.
You guys have been keeping up with it.
No.
Well, Emma is definitely out. But I think Novak...
Yes, I heard about her ankle injury. I'm very sad about that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know you're her number one supporter.
Emma Radican.
Even though my dad is just she's a fluke.
Yes.
I think we all agree here on the Primal Sports that.
Yeah,
I don't see. Probably I wanted to wonder.
Sports committee agrees.
Yeah, that you know.
Yes, we'll find out if they agree with Peter on that one. It was a fluke.
He said it first.
Yes.
You guys see winning the Australia Open then?
Peter says Felix, but I have to stick with my favorite tennis player, Nadal. I mean,
I like Felix too, but I don't know if it's his time yet, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure if, that's it for him, but I think he has 2 more championships left in him. I think this is one and the French Open, and after that, I'll reassess because he has a lot of injuries and always battling, but he's a fighter. The young guns coming up are like Holger Rune, I like Casper Ruud. I'm not such a big fan on Tsitsipas. I think Tsitsipas is
soft.
He's weak. Yeah, I think he's weak mentally.
He's making it to quarters and semis, and the next minute he's out in the first round. So
But the 2 informed players leading into the tournament will be Felix and Novak.
But I like Casper Ruud and Holger Rune. Those 2 young kids coming up.
As the 2 can upset
Scandinavia, Norway.
One tournament.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What about the girls, Vanessa? Who are you carrying?
Well, Emma's out.
Emma's out.
You don't have a second?
Yeah.
Venus was injured as well, right?
Yeah.
Playing the Australia Open.
Who's that? Repeat.
Iga Swiatek.
Yeah, Swiatek. She's the number 1 seed. She's playing.
Number 1 seed.
Yeah, I think Swiatek and Ons Jabeur if I pronounce her name correct, Tunisia, from Tunisia. Yeah, I think both will be finalists, and I'll give Swiatek the edge.
He actually just lost today, I think. On.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it might be more of like a mental thing, but you know, she gets through this tournament and then she gets to like the final stage and then she loses, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think Swiatek should handle business.
Yeah, you guys is stronger and all rounded. Yeah, man. I think definitely she'll hold seat for this tournament.
Yeah, so I think on the female side it's more direct.
she's pretty consistent, so I would go with her.
Yeah. So because the likes of Osaka is out, and
I would just mention it that on the female side, I wouldn't see much competition or excitement over that side. You know, because all of the names are retired. Ashley Barty retired to play cricket.
Yeah.
You know,
So
Naomi is now opening up some marketing sports. Sports. She's a sport agent. Now,
Barty
right?
is retired.
Yes.
Netflix documentary.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so all the big names, the girls are out. Serena retired. Venus was trying to make. I don't know what Venus was trying to, but yeah, rated number
Hold it up.
1,000 in the world. No, you know, I used to like Venus over Serena when the
Coming up, but I thought Venus would have a better career.
you know
but
Venus was for me. Her ground strokes was much stronger than Serena, but she made a lot of unforced errors. She also had a big serve too, you know.
yeah, it's just.
But I thought she got caught up too much in the fashion business as well.
Right.
So over time, she kind of faded out.
Yeah. So.
And the little sister had more fight.
So you think Naomi following in those footsteps?
Yeah.
Or that she had like an initial talent, but it's just getting caught up in the fame.
As Peter said, we don't think that
And
she'll ever return
Yes,
to that number one stature, and
yeah.
she was sort of dominant for a small period there, but you know she seemed to be on top of her, but she couldn't handle it and fell off. So I don't think
with Simone Biles and Simone Biles complain about having the world and them shoulders and competing and all of that. So I think that's a wrap. You know, once it
yeah.
Do you guys know that Swiatek actually has like a sports psychologist that follows her to like all her games?
I mean, most of these top players in our own sports have sports psychologists.
In this time and age where
you
we
need
have
a sports
social media and everybody business is out there, everybody can you definitely need somebody there in your corner to kind of guide you and help you through the mental issues and struggles.
Yeah.
But we hear you're a
Very interesting because
go ahead.
like in her support box, there's like her coach and the sports psychologist. You know, like she puts them on the same level.
Yeah.
Both play a role that definitely.
It's important. I think it's critical.
Yeah.
Because you know everybody coming up with mental health issues these days. You know, so I think probably the coach and probably value the same. You know, work the same in terms of performance. But I hear you're a big Cristiano Ronaldo fan.
I am, yes. I'm gonna start learning Arabic to watch.
What? So you're traveling with him too as well?
Oh, yeah.
To Saudi. So what you thought about the move?
I think it was time. You know, United wasn't doing anything for him, and it just seemed like a rabbit hole of drama.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But Saudi Arabia do.
The way they treated him, it wasn't right. So I'm glad that he has made a move. You know, I don't know who fully agree to like the Middle East, but it's better, I guess, for him.
I don't agree with the move. I think he has a bit left in him to compete at the big stage and at a big club. But I mean, he knows what's best for him. And
I would miss him in the Champions League, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing that's been consistent.
Yeah.
Like, even as he changes clubs, he's had a presence in the Champions League. So I'm like, oh wow, this season is like deep. We will never see him again.
yeah, it's just to me, it's just a drastic move, and to see where none of the top clubs even show the interest, I find it sort of, I mean, strange, but hey, Saudi Arabia it is big money getting paid.
He made the transfer to United. He was supposed to transfer to Chelsea, right?
Yeah,
But
that was
they didn't.
that was speculation. Yeah, but
That was like, okay.
yeah, but I mean,
Okay,
hey,
well, wish him all the best.
yeah,
You know, All right, Vanessa.
Thanks for calling, Vanessa.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Guys.
Thanks.
A pleasure. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
Saudi Arabia collecting big bucks. Hey, 37.
And Cristiano, if you study him, he's not a bad chap, you know. So, yeah, I think he know what he's doing still. He know that time's up. So let's move on.
I thought he had a little left in him, but I mean.
Yes, so back to the NFL, Kane. You know, we have this argument all the time. Well, for me, I think that the players are highly underpaid based on the nature of the game that they play.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not guaranteed money.
Not all the players.
You have to play a certain amount.
It look away when you have the quarterback getting that amount of money, and then the guys who are actually doing the dirty work and actually have a high risk in terms of
I'm getting paid less to protect you.
Way less.
To protect, and I'm putting myself in the front line.
These guys getting like 2 million, 1 million a season. The QBs are making like 20, 30, 40 million per season.
Plus endorsements, getting all.
You can't touch them on the field.
Yeah, getting protected.
Yeah.
And then now these guys out there.
Like for Hamlin, he's gonna make 800,000 this year.
Yeah.
You know, and he probably don't play football again for the rest of his life. You know, I think these players need to be.
But it's good to see that he's responsive now and alive. Because for a second there, I mean, him heart start beating
on the field.
So
it's the first ever witness. It's still one time watching football.
And the game
just death. People eventually
the game stopped, and right now they're not even sure if they're going to play the game again.
Yes, I think. Yeah, I don't think the game is going to be played.
And even so, one of the first things he asked was, "Did you win the game?" Wow. And the doctor said, "You won the game of life. Won at the game of life." So I mean, it's glad that he's alive, but I mean, it's a rough sport. But then again, we have other rough sports. We have boxing, as he pointed out. Yeah. NASCAR driving is also a dangerous sport. UFC, but MMA.
But the thing is with those sports, those guys are getting paid. Yeah, those guys are getting. I'm really the NFL. I know the salary cap is a big issue. Yeah. But
there are a lot of players on the NFL team.
Yeah, you have 56, 55, and then you have guys that train with them and stuff. Yeah. But I think they need to do better. Yeah, I think the players union should step out and ask for more. And even in terms of healthcare and certain things after playing, they should be.
It's really a gladiator system because the owners get billions.
Yes,
the owners for these teams get billions of dollars for these guys going out there and basically putting their lives at risk because I mean it's a high risk sport, and I mean I love table tennis. Yeah. I'm on this side of the table, you're on that side of the table, no contact. But I mean to go out there and watch these guys play week in, week out, the batter and the tick. Yeah, man, and again, as I was saying,
it's a number one sport.
To protect the quarterback who gets the most money and doesn't get hit.
Yeah, you touch him on the head is a flag, 15 yards. Yeah, man, I think I definitely think them have to change something about that, And as a Russell Wilson collecting money for doing nothing, going to Denver Broncos is a well, I tell you, boy, trust me,
gotta get
it's
paid.
Almost like a scam.
Gotta get paid.
Yeah, man, but the running backs and the cornerbacks and the safeties, he's a safety at the Buffalo. Yeah. So yeah, man. Overall, I think the players just need to come to the tables with the owners and do something about the contracts. And as you say, guaranteed contracts.
Yeah, guaranteed money.
Yes, and probably
protect them more.
I know they want parity in the NFL, and that's why they have the salary cap. They don't want it to be like a situation with, for example, La Liga with two top-heavy teams, Barcelona and Madrid. Buying all of the big players, they don't want that kind of system in the NFL because Rams won last year and Rams is not going to even make the playoffs this year. Yeah. So they want parity. So I can understand that, but they can find a little loophole to do better for the players.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And the playoffs starting. Speaking of that, it's starting next week.
Yeah,
next week. But there's a big situation. We don't know who's going to. The NFL they don't come out with a report as to what they're going to do about the game, because the game against Cincinnati was supposed to be a big game to see who because Buffalo and Kansas City is going out for the number 1 seed, and it's important.
Yeah, home court field. Yeah.
And also a bye in the first round.
Yeah.
You know, that bye is, football and forgiving.
So a lot of stuff left to unfold.
Yeah, so I guess maybe after the matches this weekend, I guess they probably make an official announcement in terms of what they're going to do about the game.
Yeah, definitely this week.
Looking
to see what the conclusion is on that and who will play who. And as I said, defending champs are out.
Yes.
So we'll definitely have a new champ. And
Tom is in.
Oh,
Tom Brady's in the playoffs. You know, qualified from last week, beating the Panthers in a comeback victory again. Yeah,
Tom Brady at the tender age of what, 45?
Yeah, about 45.
45 going 54?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, back in the playoffs again.
One thing, don't bet against that, man.
Yeah.
Don't bet against that, man.
Yes, and we see the Cowboys, we see Eagles, this time we see Vikings. But
we all know the Cowboys not going anywhere.
And funny enough, my pick from the AFC, I picked the Bills to upset the Chiefs. But with this whole injury and all of that, because they had an injury, that is even why Hamlin was in the game. But I still went with Buffalo from the East, and from the other side, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys this time around.
Cowboys,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Playing into form, you know. An unlucky team. Dallas? Yeah, man. I'm going with the Cowboys this year.
I ain't going with no Cowboys. No.
New England struggling to make the playoffs.
I'm not going with the Cowboys at all. But yeah, NFL wrapping up. Rounding up into shape for the playoffs and excitement right there. So this month a lot of things going on. I mean, sports never stop, and we see club league football starting back, and yeah.
Yes, you know, we had a strong discussion last week, Kane.
In our outer studio.
You weren't here. We're not on the football yet. And we discuss this, and a lot of people upset over this podcast. Here. You know, we have to touch on it. We have to touch on it because we went to athletics now. What were tell me about your thoughts on the whole podcast with Asaf Powell and Elaine, along with his wife, discussing Jamaican people, labeling us as ungrateful people, and that we should be privileged to have stars living amongst us here in Jamaica, you know.
But I want him to tell me where in the world you do have ungrateful people. Okay. In every facet of life, you're going to be faced with people that you don't see eye to eye with, or people that may knock you down. As I said, let haters be motivators, but then again, I mean, you always can motivate yourself. But I think it was on their part not express how they wanted it to express, because, but then again, you have to take into consideration of what they are really saying and their mindset. And I totally disagree personally, because both of them, both of them, what they're saying, yes, they are superstars in a sense where they represent the country at a high level.
But don't you think Asafa living amongst us here can inspire the youths? And Elaine not an inspiration. So we should be somewhat privileged to have them, you know. You don't think so?
No. I'm
just saying,
because even so in life, there's always unsung heroes. Not because you showcase your talent to the world. Yeah. We have heroes in the community, in our families.
And sharks.
And because I'm sure growing up, everybody have somebody in their community that probably don't even come outside of their community.
That's not known.
And not known. That
to the public at large.
That is a superstar to some. So you can be a role model to anybody, anywhere in the world. And I'm sure, so for example, you're on the road now and your car break down, who's going to help you? Are you drowning? Who's going to save you?
I was about to reach that.
A lifeguard, or a man in the corner that help you patch up your.
Because one of the statements was that they are not ordinary people. Yeah. You know, so don't put them in ordinary class of people. That was one of the comments made, and that That's what upset me the most about it, and I thought that you should have rephrased it or apologize to the people because, as you say, when the car break down in certain areas, who is going to help you?
What do you make of it? What do you make of it, though? Sorry to jump in, but what do you make of it where some people are saying they just said it the wrong way? Do you think they just said it the wrong way? Or do they actually feel? Do they actually feel that they are better than?
I think that's how they actually feel. Because even coming out and what they said, what he said after, they're saying that basically him threw him stone. So
yeah, I watched. There are 2 videos. You need to watch both because they labeled the second video. This is not an apology. So it's not that they're saying we misspoke and we apologize. They're saying we not take back we talk. And who feels it knows it, and stone in a pig pen and all this kind of thing. That's arrogance.
Yes.
And I thought it was an arrogant treatment. Let me tell you something. You see, running fast, it's a skill. But so is unclogging a toilet or getting a car to start.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you something. There are some superheroes in this thing, because you driving your Nissan Sunny up the road and it breaks down, and the guy stops and he's able to get you back up and running. That's a talent,
Yeah,
and that man is a superstar.
Yeah.
And how dare you not recognize that he's a superstar among us?
Yes.
So running fast is running fast. It doesn't count for much else. We need somebody to run fast. We have a surfer. And we have even faster guys. We have Bolt and you and Blake and so on.
Yes.
But to feel that it is anything more than just running, it's just running. It's nothing more. There are other superstars. When
We're all superstars
your
in our
toilet
own
gets
right.
clogged up, you need a superstar to unclog it.
Yes.
It's a talent, it's a skill.
Yeah, man.
And
even
special.
so, what I didn't like about it too is the labeling of the nation, so to say, as if you should be privileged that
Jamaica people.
you live here among us. Whereas that everybody wants to live in Jamaica. Everybody I do want to know is
Jamaica was
that
a brand before.
Wait, but is there any country you can think of? Let's say, not no. Safa is past it, right? He's retired.
Yeah.
But what options did he have? Well, I know that a few players got to go to Qatar to do high jump for Qatar. And it certainly would have been easier to make the Qatari team. So did he ever, in fact, have a chance of running, say, Canada or Canada like migrants? Would Canada have had him? You think?
But would he have been this big?
The brand Jamaica.
That's what I'm saying.
Is a different thing.
Yeah.
We have on the Jamaican colors. The brand Jamaica is a
And even so, it has been said before.
And not the track and field alone, but just the brand Jamaica.
But you guys remember, I did a
Highlighted
talk. I saw a blog from him months ago where he seemed upset that he had not been given a diplomatic passport and a plot of land. It's true. I remember giving that thing. So he clearly has been carrying this for a little while.
Sounds a bit bitter.
And there were, he has had talks with Bolt. He didn't get Bolt to say what he wanted Bolt to say. But there was Freighter as well. And he's coming from a certain angle.
Okay.
Who these people think they are? Don't they know who we are? Kind of thing. And I feel Ilian was dragged out a bit into making an extreme statement. I don't think Ilian really wanted to come across the way she came across.
Okay. Yeah,
Even in the end, she was saying that, the kids are...
Because I like her, she's trying to be likable. You see her with TikToks trying to do the dances. Her dancing is not that good. But you saw
It's
her
improving.
No, let me tell you something. They'll know the dancing. But the point is, I see her trying to become more likable and so on. But the thing about herself, I keep telling people, I've never seen people, the public is really in love with him.
Of course.
Yeah.
And there are people...
He's loved by...
But
he's probably the most liked Jamaica.
And there are people who just automatically defend anything he says.
Yeah.
And even if he's wrong, they will defend him on it.
Yeah, he's
one table tennis player, Christopher Melomarsh, he even has a beard. He did his, you remember?
Yeah.
He did his thing like a surfer and all this kind of thing. He has his fans,
Yeah,
people who defend him automatically, but wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong.
And you
Jamaica.
should never bite the hand that feeds you,
Yes.
or diss Mama Earth.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because Jamaica is a brand in it of itself, and you have people before him.
Yeah,
He
man.
came, he did this thing, and you're going to have people after him.
Yeah, man.
So,
I have a question.
it's not like it's the one and only man and be like, all right. Imagine him running for St. Naru.
Yeah.
He would be like the president.
We asked a question the other day. What really did Asafa win for Jamaica? And people say, well, he might not have won many medals, but he paved the way for Bolt. I've heard it. You never hear that argument? And I want to ask somebody, Anybody pave the way for you? Is there a paving? How do you pave the way for a sprinter?
Herb McKenna, Donald Quarry?
No, but I'm talking
the people from before.
Yeah, what is the paving that Asafa did?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But there's an argument that he paved the way.
And even
Bolt.
so, Bolt was a world junior champion.
Well, tell me, sir, who? What I
So
want?
you being a world junior champion, how can you pave the way when you're doing it at the junior level? You and Blake was a
he was
19 coming up straight
Yeah,
up.
fastest
So
19
these guys
juniors
been playing the trade from juniors coming up,
But
from a high school coming up.
My question is,
So
there are people who say
They paved the way.
there would be no Bolt if Asafa
Madness.
didn't ever appear.
Madness.
I think those
So
people didn't know.
would
know
Bolt
the
have
history of track
run?
and
Would
field.
Bolt have gone into running if Asafa not won those races? Would Bolt?
Probably be a cricketer.
You never hear the argument?
Yeah, he's probably a cricketer.
No, guys, man, come on. Have you heard the argument?
Yes, I
or
heard
no?
the argument.
I've heard it. I've
So
heard
is
it.
that true
Somebody said
argument?
It can't be true because Bolt won the World Juniors in a record time in 2002. Asafa was just coming to form with it in 2002.
But what you have to recognize, he was probably busy paving the way.
Yeah.
Possible,
But even so, as I said, Jamaica in itself, it's a brand.
Yeah.
From
yeah, man, from Bob Marley come
from
right
the
down.
music,
Yes.
the food,
Okay.
cannabis. That was his name. What's the logical
Yeah,
term?
man. All
Yes.
these things.
The dancing,
Dancing.
Yes.
everything, man.
I
We are
mean,
trendsetters.
We are
Of course.
trendsetters, and
Yes.
even the colors, the accent. You
Yes.
know, bro, people want to talk like Jamaica. Curse.
You ever gonna play it with pure Jamaicans on it? Some of the loudest in the plane.
Yo,
innit?
gosh.
Yes,
and,
it's
and I've been to places and
man.
people just gravitate to me just because I'm Jamaican. They don't know why I'm there or what I'm there for. I could be the fastest man on the planet. I could be.
I've taken taxis just recently I was in Latin America. And as I said, the guy said, "Where you from?" I said, "Jamaica." And he said, "Usain Bolt."
Yeah.
He knows Bolt.
Yeah.
He never said Asafa Powell though, but Asafa was probably paving the way. for
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
I mean, Marcus
Two names.
Garvey.
There are two ubiquitous Jamaican names.
Yeah.
It's Bob Marley and
No, it's bold. But even so, as I said, people just gravitate. Jamaica in itself is a brand. You're from Jamaica, they look at you different. You're from a next country, be like,
Yes.
oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, we are superstars in our own right. I feel privileged to be a Jamaican.
Yeah, we are lucky people.
We're privileged to be a
people.
Jamaican.
We are.
Not that somebody living here amongst us.
Overall, I think he will eventually apologize.
I
Because
don't
he's
think so.
lucky doing it. Because if he had said this if he was from a South American country, that statue would have been removed.
Yeah, they would have vandalized
Vandalize
the
it.
statue.
They probably write ungrateful on it. They see tissue all over it.
So I think eventually I hope him come to his senses and really apologize to the public.
And I mean,
because
you're going to have your
it's a-
naysayers. You're going to
it's a
have.
bad statement.
And the thing is, he's well liked.
He's well liked.
He's
a
probably
very
Shelley.
popular athlete.
Probably Shelley alone
He's a
probably
very
like, more
popular
like
athlete.
than
Yes.
Asafa.
Shellyan is
Is this creme de la creme when it comes
Shellyan is the top of the
yeah,
food
and
chain.
then after it's
Honestly.
Asafa. I got the Asafa has his fans.
Yeah, man.
And he did his thing and now he retired. I mean, great athlete. I mean,
Did you guys follow up? There's a cricket match with Brian Lara is coming to Jamaica to play cricket. It take place yet?
no.
No.
And
Brian Lara
Chris
still
Gale,
plays
it's a Chris Gale versus Brian Lara. I think
Yeah,
it's somewhere in Trelawney here they're playing. There's a big stadium down there now.
Oh,
They
yeah.
built a stadium in Trelawney for some World Cup and it was used once or twice.
No.
You never hear about it?
You ever know about the stadium?
Yeah, well, I think that's
They
probably where
use-
they play that match.
Probably used once or twice.
I swear.
Yeah, that stadium, that boy, I don't know. You build something and you never have no.
Government in action. Government in action.
Oh, we won't go there, Peter.
I have some stories I can tell about it. The stadium came to be.
So, Peter, you think this year, World Athletics, you think Shelley can do it again?
Let me tell you something. I am not betting against that lady. But she seems to be stuck at, is it 10.6?
6-0. 6-0. 10-6-0.
And I feel that given the correct conditions, a 1.8 meter per second
Yeah.
tailwind and
One of those fast
and
tracks.
a good start, I think she can probably break that Flojo record. I think Ilian knows that as well, because Ilian knows that record is on that threat, and maybe not from her. So a race in which both women are running, maybe Shakari will return.
Sherika getting better.
And what is the name of the girl from America who run funny, the white girl?
Abby Steiner.
Abby Steiner. I'd love to see a race with all those girls in it. I'm an Abby Steiner fan, and I tell the lie. She's so unorthodox. She reminds me of the 200 meter.
And she run
what is it?
1, 2, and 4.
Yes,
Michael Johnson.
Yes, she reminds me of Michael Johnson. Because what she did is she's invented her own style of running. I like watching her run.
Yeah.
And she seems to be able to work harder than any other runner.
Yes, it seems that way.
I know,
But,
leading up to
Sherika,
championship.
but you know Sherika.
Leading up to the
You
championship.
think Sherika going to make her breakthrough?
She made the breakthrough. But
She put her foot through the door, but
No,
she
man,
don't
she's-
come through the door.
No, man, she in the building, man.
Oh, God,
think
one
she in the
race.
building.
She won one race.
No, the time, you're in the building.
Yeah. She in the building.
She in the building, man.
Yeah.
She in the
we're going to see
building.
a better Sherika this year for the
She's
200. I
strong.
think we're going to see a faster time this year.
Is the 100 I'm interested in. What about the 100?
I think 200.
We know 200 is our race.
There's certain things that I just don't believe. If you don't have it naturally, it's going to be difficult for you to hit. She just don't have a good start.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports. Afternoon. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You sound like you just wake up, man. Wake up and tune into Primal. Yeah. Midday nap. You living the life, man. How the 2023 treating you so far? Yeah. So tell us, what you looking for? What you looking forward to this year in terms of sports? I mean, last year was, historical, filled with sports each year. But 2023, what's on your wish list?
Wow.
Yeah, good call.
Good call. Yeah.
He's going to be MVP as well.
First one, the NBA as close as this has been.
Yeah.
Very open.
Mm-hmm.
Some very young player.
Yeah.
Playing on timing. Right now. Very good team then.
Yeah.
But, looking to make it
MVP. No, Luka Doncic will win the MVP. Luka Doncic will win the MVP. That's my call. Yeah. I remember I've been shrub, so when he come, he just, say, oh, shrub, almighty one.
every week. I like Luka. My player good. He's very my player good, but KD resurrect again.
Yeah, Nets playing good basketball. Mm-hmm.
When KD get going, it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
And playing good. I won 13 out of the last 14 games.
Yeah.
The one last
I won
night.
it last night as well, coming from behind to beat
Pelicans.
Pelicans. Zan.
Name again,
Giannis.
Troublemaker name.
Kyrie.
Oh, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, Kyrie.
Troublemaker, you call him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it settled and finally get back your men together.
Yeah, drama man.
You know when he's up in that farm,
Yeah.
that trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Kyrie had like the put back dunk the other night.
Yeah.
Look like him all improve him physical abilities too. Him start defend much better as well. I was criticizing him for defense.
I don't know what happened to him. Probably, get a new girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, him playing much better.
He has a mind of old boy type. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, they know you have heard, and later on, hopefully, you can finally lift the Champions League Manchester City.
Oh, Man City to lift the Champions League.
It's a big call.
Still calling,
Oh.
still calling.
It's a
Yeah.
big call.
I think PSG will lift the
I
title.
think PSG will lift the title. Remember when he's on PSG?
Based on form.
PSG and
Based on team,
who
based on form.
will win the 8th Ballon d'Or? You know who's going to win the 8th Ballon d'Or, right?
He's the best team.
City's the best team. Best team in England.
The world, I'm telling you.
I'm trying to win the EPL title
Champions
because
League is going to be interesting.
it's,
this year.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And Arsenal look like they want to hold off Man City this year for the title. Yeah, what?
That's a big call.
It's a big call.
Them leading.
Yeah, them
So you think Arsenal will falter as usual?
Yeah, City should win comfortably.
Comfortably.
What?
About 6 points.
What?
Yeah. 6 points not that comfortable.
Yeah,
6 points comfortable?
points of course.
Yeah, well.
Remember, we win what, 5 out of, we win 5 or 6 times, and out of them times, 3 out of them times we win like by a point. It's a City like when it interested.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
First one back in 2012 was a goal difference, which so that's famous historical goal.
Kun Aguero goal, yeah.
Kun Aguero, you know, that was one of my favorite moments in sport, alongside Jamaica qualifying for the World Cup.
You sound like you're from Manchester, England. You sound like you're from Manchester, England, innit?
Hey, that was a great time in Jamaica history, though, you know.
That's what
Yeah.
We understand, you know, that a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the States.
When we all know I'm patriotic
Yeah.
and game of so my team, you know, in general. So
Yeah, man.
All right.
All right.
double later, so I see the boss at work. Okay, so we're going to see what's going on. I double on today. Now when you're coming closer to the playoff,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm going to do it on Saturday NFL game. So as we speak, that's switching class.
Yeah, so Chiefs are supposed to be playing the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's a big match as well. A Chief can't afford to lose. If they lose, they let you Buffalo as a number one.
Yeah. Sure. Too easy, yeah.
All right, Patrick Holmes for MVP. All right.
Thanks for calling. I don't know. Yeah, you'll give us future calls.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
NFL,
Big up.
man.
Yeah, man. Respect,
Yeah, man.
respect.
Take it easy.
All right.
Yeah, that was a time, boy.
When Jamaica
Of
qualified,
course, man. It was a Sunday, you know.
I was at the stadium.
man.
I was at the stadium.
And I'm telling you something.
I have the net at home.
When
Yeah,
the phone call,
Yeah.
it seemed to me the phone call came at a certain point. And Mexico.
Which phone call you talking about now?
Listen, man, Mexico was playing Jamaica, and it was it 1-1? Was it 1-1 or 0-0?
Nilal,
It was 0-0. And at some point, the signal came, and the ball was just being pushed around back and forth.
Yeah.
Until the vuvuzela them start blow, and Jamaica qualify.
Yeah.
Were you there? That
I
match was not
was
played.
there.
That match was not played in anger.
But these were hit the bar once, you know.
First half.
Yeah, these were.
Yeah, but Kane,
man.
Because whoever win will qualify.
yeah. But Kane, was that match played?
Under the table.
Yeah, yeah.
Leave that
Some
that,
went down
yeah.
there.
I
When the
didn't think-
ball was just in the middle of
Some
the
went
field,
down
just
in
knocking
that
side to
match.
side.
We did well
Yeah.
short qualification.
Yeah.
Leading up to that last match.
El Salvador should have qualified from the round.
Mexico had nothing to play for.
But I know that late goal from El Salvador, that 2-2, we should have won that match.
Mexico had nothing to play for.
But Peter,
Mexico.
And it was good. It's a gift. It's a gift
We
from
got a
Mexico
holiday
to
the
us.
next day.
Yeah, it's a gift from us.
Holiday.
But a public
Big-
holiday.
big up PJ
And the Prime
Patterson.
Minister said
Yeah.
the law is not a shackle and he just let all the thing. I remember those days well.
Yeah, man.
90, that was a
You know,
good time.
people sleep at the stadium the night before.
Yeah, man.
I even said, talking about the Reggae Boys, we have the Gold Cup this year.
Yes.
I mean, June 24th to July 16th.
But can somebody tell me how we qualified for Gold Cup? I don't remember the qualification process. How did we qualify for Gold Cup?
I think it normally qualify for those things. The Caribbean.
We never win any Caribbean Cup, did we?
Not to my
I
recollection.
don't recall us winning. Because normally that's what gets you into the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
There's a wild card. We have to research it.
Wild card.
Yeah, but we have had a good string of run for the Gold Cup because
Yeah.
we went,
We do better in Gold Cup than other tournaments.
Yeah, so-
of late.
course, of
Last
course.
year.
we went
for-
2 finals.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
so
Under
2015 and
Theodore,
2017.
Under Mr.
Whitmore,
Whitmore.
guidance.
Yeah.
And you think now we have a coach from Iceland, we'll probably have a cooler performance.
And I mean, and I see a lot of young players,
You think them
speculating to play for
think
Jamaica.
them gonna give the youth them a bus for the Gold Cup?
Whisper.
Aye.
Whisper?
I doubt it though.
I think that would be forward looking, and as a fan,
I think
I would pay money to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whisper will full.
I'd pay money for see that little youth get a start
I'm telling
in
you,
Jamaica.
Whisper will full the stadium.
Why
Yes,
not? Why
I would
not?
fill the stadium. I would be one of them there. I think it would be a great thing.
Why not?
man.
Why not?
Yeah,
Why
man,
not?
give Butler man them 2 little run and
I know that I like to come back though, that 94 to 98 campaign where we had a lot of practice matches with teams coming here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if we can bring back that vibes to football. and
A lot
full the
of more
stadium
matches will be held in the stadium this year
the
for sure.
days of the office.
Yeah, the
When we
office.
call it the office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were undefeated from we lost to USA the first time. We went undefeated right
Yeah,
up.
a good.
Well,
a
the
good run
Americans were
matches.
saying that the field was not fit for play, you know.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know if you remember those days.
Yeah, they used to complain
I
about
saw
the
on
pitch.
a magazine, Sports Illustrated, that they said that goats were grazing on the field, and you know that's not true. They said that we had goats grazing on the field.
But
better for the side.
But I mean, when you look at the team and
Yeah.
the quality that we have, I don't see why not.
Win the Gold Cup.
Well, at least give a good performance.
Well, Resume don't play football, you know.
No, but-
we've been picking a Jamaica team in the last 3 years based on resumes. We're calling up some, and we love to call the clubs in Crystal Palace and whatnot.
Aston Villa
Wolves,
and-
Wolverhampton
yeah.
Wanderers, and all this kind of thing. I want to watch some ball. And I think that we need a local based team. We need to go get Harborview FC and then fit in the positions. Or a Portmore United, play around their system. We need a team like that. Brazil used to be Santos, you know, and Netherlands used to be Ajax, you know, and
Barcelona was
yeah.
Spain, right?
One time
Real
England was
Madrid.
Man U.
Real Madrid.
England was Man U with the Bobby Charlton, the Charlton brothers, and whoever
and
else.
all that.
Yes. That it used to be that way. You integrate a national team into a club structure because the club already have a football philosophy.
Yeah.
You
But
need
let's
something like
hope
that.
This guy from Iceland, let's hope him put systems. Guys say not no beat systems, right?
Yeah.
Talent, not
No,
no
and I see a lot
systems, so-
of the young youths getting contracts. I mean, Tariq Zimin is getting a contract in.
Those are kind of
Circle.
like trials, though.
No, these are 2-year contract. Circle
This
Bruges.
Ziminese thing.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
haven't looked at that.
Yeah, young kid, Christopher Pearson playing US Soccer League.
Where Whisper going? Genk?
We're not sure as yet, but
But usually that's where Butler put them in.
so we see
Belgium.
what's next for him. Hopefully, it's not Manning Cup. Yeah, I don't want to see him play Manning Cup next year.
Tyreek wanted to come back and open for a call.
You talking Maggie? Is that Maggie?
Yeah, Maggie. Maggie wanted to be
I don't think that
included.
youth has been given a fair deal.
Yeah, he
I
made
liked
mention-
what I saw of him in terms of his close control and his short passing. I think that you would never get a real chance. And Jamaica don't have a real midfield. We have, what's his name again? Ravel, who I think we helped to bring into the team last year, a couple years ago. But other than Ravel, I don't see nothing in midfield play in Jamaica.
But that's case, we have a good core of young players, you know, and I think that
I know the end game is qualifying for the next World Cup.
yes, obviously.
Gold Cup, good. Hopefully, we can win it.
We'll never
Perform
be
well.
as easy as this year to qualify for a
for
World
it.
Cup.
The next work.
The next, we will never have an easier period of qualifying for the World Cup.
But I mean,
Yes. But anyway, the Gold Cup is
June 24th to July 16th.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
guys. But you know, as usual, we always go over all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I mean,
And
With
guys,
all apologies to the next person. Who's
yes,
next?
Apologies.
DJ Craig.
Yes, so you know, it is time. We've come to the end of another show.
Nice interview with President of Badminton Association, Mr. Sheldon Townsend.
Yes.
So look out for the Pan Am Games
champion.
in April over by GC Foster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And Primal will be covering that for sure.
Of
Yeah.
course, we'll be there.
I mean, next week, the likes of Robert Roberts
Yes.
from
Barbados' best ever table tennis player.
Yeah.
And Peter had mentioned one of maybe the best Caribbean player.
And him and I have a bone of contention. We always have the uncomfortable relationship. So it's going to be war. So
Yes.
tune in next week, people.
Yes. All
Alright,
right.
so
So thank you.
Thank you. And one love from the Primal Sports Decks. See you next week.
Peace out.
You know, so the clap me depends on.
And the screensaver